So hello, welcome back to Dubai. Today we're taking you behind the scenes on something very exclusive. So we are working for Porsche for the next few days. Look who's back. Yorkie's just flown in. We're going to be taking you along for something pretty cool. I'm truly honored to be hosting the regional debut of the 911 Dakar, which we haven't seen yet, but that'll be cool. But as a result, because we are working with Porsche, they've given us none other than a GT4 RS to get around town in. So we're going to put these in here and hit the road. Speaking of these, we have also partnered with Carl Friedrich. That was a couple of days ago because they've only gone and done the brand deal of the year and partnered with Scuderia Alpha Tauri as their official luggage partner. So I thought that was highly cool. We've been working with these guys. You might have seen them online, Carl Friedrich. Anyway, they have kitted us out with some of the coolest luggage for our trip out here to Dubai, and it fits damn near tailor-made into the GT4 RS frunk. Look at that. Yep, thanks for coming. Also, would you believe it rained for the first time in about 10 months? And as a result, look at the grime on this car. I'm about to turn up to an official Porsche event in a dirty GT4 RS. Not representing as clean as I'd like, but we're still in a 4RS. Okay, let's hop in. It's always funny getting into a car you're very familiar with the steering wheel on the other side of the car. Because normally, well, I don't put my key in here, it's here. Look how new this is, just here. 486 kilometers, brand new. Look at the filth. Look at the filth. We've got to get this thing washed. If you've never been to Dubai, first of all, overall the architecture is ridiculously cool. But that's what's known as the Museum of the Future. As it sounds, it's unique because most museums look backwards. They look at history. This looks forwards at the future. But as a piece of architectural design and engineering, if it wasn't for me being here, seeing it with my own eyes, I'd swear it was photoshopped. It looks like CAD. You know the sort of concepts that they draw before they draw the building, and that this is the beautiful idea, and that it ends up like a square box. They built the CAD. These guys built the CGI. It's ridiculous. Right, quick stop for a flat white. We've got to do rehearsals for this pretty substantial launch shortly. But this is effectively the launch spec. This is the configuration that Porsche launched when the car was debuted November last year, with the mildly controversial powder-coated blue wheels. But these are the GT4 RS wheels. They were exclusively launched on this car. We've got the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s with the velvet detailing on the sidewall here. These are, of course, N rated. If you've ever wondered what that's for, N means it's certified for Porsche. So this is a certified GT4 RS tyre. Now, also, there is differences because this is a non-Weissach car. If you're familiar with our car on the channel back home, we have a carbon air intakes here, which actually come outwards like this, whereas the standard ones scoop inwards. Yeah, this is our ride for the week, which we're very happy about. Thank you very much to Porsche Middle East for hooking us up. Oh, the aircon's good. Waters, coffee, let's roll. Donuts, that's not so good. That was quick. This one feels extra dense. Maybe they just overfilled it. I don't know. Feels good. Right, to the GT4 RS. Okay, that was quick enough. Hop in. Avanti. Yeah, origami cup holders. Yeah, you're gonna have to expand that one for me. And also, we definitely point the little nozzle that way. It is stiff suspension and it does spill onto here. Take it from experience.
Better onto me then.
Yeah, splash it on your knees. So we do have to be, as the mileage would suggest, sympathetic to the run-in period of this car because, well, it's not even broken 500 kilometers yet, which means we need some mechanical sympathy for the run-in period. It's supposed to do around about 1,000 miles before we can give it full send. But full send means 9,000 RPM. That doesn't mean we can't give you a little bit of a flavor of what this flat six sounds like when there's no traditional bulkhead or firewall between you and the engine. You can get an idea. It's just that. Honestly, we recently took our GT4 RS to the Nürburgring and it blew me away. Honestly, I know we've obviously got high expectations of RS products, but this on the ring, set of fresh Cup 2Rs, just mind-blowing. I've never had so much fun on the ring. Next spring, when the clocks have gone forwards, we're going to take the Senna, the GT4 RS, the 992 GT3, and whatever other toys we can get our hands on and do a full-on ring session. So comments below. What do you want to see for some ring time next spring? they're fabulous. Like, the quality of them is amazing, but there's so much growth and expansion here. The roads kind of develop all over the place, and there's offshoots to places where you wouldn't expect them to be. The issue is, if you get one wrong, it's not like a couple of minutes detour. You can go really quite far out of your way if you're not careful. So I'm like glued to the sat nav to make sure that we're not gonna miss this. This place is massive. The guys aren't hanging around. We're effectively launching this 911 Dakar with Mark Webber and Jackie X. Like, this is not a small event. They're going full send. So we're gonna park up, figure out what's what, and take you behind the scenes of what I think is quite an exclusive insight into an official Porsche launch. Let's go show you what's what. So, not unsubstantial. This is one part of it. This is, I think, my home for the next 3 days. We're going to be introducing some really special guests. We have the CEO of Volkswagen Audi Group, no pressure. Head of marketing for Porsche joining us. We've got Jackie X, we've got Mark Webber, I think we've got Andre Lutterer. We've got some good guys. And this lady here, who needs me right now. But listen, we're at your disposal fully until you don't need to be anymore.
This is where you will be coming on from, this ramp, literally.
So I'm going to be walking up or driving up?
Walking up.
Walking up, okay, cool.
You'll be introduced by MrJWW.
So that's by the MC.
Okay.
Good evening, welcome to Icons of Porsche. This is round 2. If you were here last year, I'm sure you've gathered we are taking things next level and immersing you in a complete celebration of all things Porsche.
Good, and you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you up in the
Here,
car.
and I come here, and because then we have the first kind of greeting.
Sure, yeah. So this is, I think, segment 3 of about 48 segments that we have. And there's lots of moving components because there's owners of cars who are driving cars up on stage. There are people from Porsche AG, as in Porsche Germany. There's people from regional Porsche. We've all got our little, roles in this to try and pull this together. And I just thought it'd be great to share it because right now it's not built yet, and this is taking place tomorrow. So this is our first rehearsal. These guys here are one of about 50 people who I'll ultimately end up interacting with on stage. Yeah, we just thought we'd share the organized chaos that is the reality of producing a show of this scale. It's always a bit nuts, but it's always really exciting. And for me, it's bucket list because Porsche is one of my all-time favorite brands. So if someone would have told me when I was a kid that I'd be on stage with Mark Webber launching a Porsche, well, I wouldn't have had enough laughter in me to get it out. Real honor to be involved in this. So we're gonna have fun and keep it, organic and natural. That's what be nice. Yeah, that's going over. Just before our sound check, I've just met Harry here. Harry has an incredibly unique story about his very close affiliation with a specific kind of Porsche. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
So I live full time out of a 2008 Porsche Cayenne S for the last year and a half. I've got a bed built out inside, and I've taken it everywhere west of Missouri and everywhere as far north as Tuktoyaktuk in Western Territories, Canada.
You have a bed that sort of builds in at the back of it, and certain occasions there's a roof tent if you need it.
Yes, so I spend most of the time inside of the car. I've actually got a fridge and like a generator inside too. It's a very tight fit, but everything works perfectly and seamlessly.
Right. We'll put Harry's Instagram below because he's got some really great photos he's just shown me, and we're going to have a chat with him on stage, so that'll be cool. Mate, that's wicked, man. I've never heard of that. It's very, very cool. Okay, so here's some behind the scenes for you. We've got a full Manthey Racing 992 GT3, and we are checking for ride height and transition onto the stage. This thing rides a little bit lower than normal, but look at it. It's so cool. Is that Gulf blue? Or it could be Meissen blue. Whatever it is, it's absolutely beautiful. Full Manthey aero package, Geo, setup, operated brakes, the lot looks fantastic. It's a hell of an event, actually. They've gone all out. Check it out. Uprated pads. I think it's fluid and lines. It has a set of Cup 2 canard aero upgrades. I love how they've got the little Manti towing eye there. Proper piece of kit. So it turns out it is Gulf Blue. I thought it was Meissen or Meissen, but the sunlight makes everything look great here. Let's see how this copes down here. Yeah, it's okay. All good. So there you go. That looks so good. Manti aero kit, like, it's subtle from the outside, but when you start looking at it, it's way greater than the sum of its parts. So this is pretty cool. Porsche Museum has dug out cars to lend to the event, and they've dug out safari cars and Dakar cars. In a minute we'll be talking to Jackie Hicks about his experience in them. But to have these actual rally legends on stage with us here is pretty magic. I actually saw you last night, but I didn't want to interrupt your nice evening. How are you?
You missed my way.
Behind you.
Gotcha.
Good to meet you. How are you? You good?
No complaint.
Good. You guys are going to drive the car on stage.
Okay.
And then I'll chat to Mark. I thought you were passing. To be fair, I thought you were passing. Are we starting next to each other? It's starting to get very real now. We've got an RS 4 litre here, 997 RS 4 litre, and over here the newest iteration of the GT3 RS, the 992 GT3 RS. I mean, just look at the aero. I remember when this car launched thinking it's not going to get any crazier than that. Look at this thing. It looks like it's from space compared to the 997 gen. But in terms of heroes and icons, I mean, this for me became an icon overnight, and this categorically set in stone. Last of the Metzger engines, very, very special to have them parked back to back next to a 996 3RS. What a special stage, and we're going to be presenting right here. This is the backdrop. What a magical moment. Yeah, this is an above average production. Look at this. So this is where Mark and Timo are going to drive the two Dakars on stage. We're going to present it from here with Jackie. We're going to have this backdrop tomorrow night. A lot of people attending over the next 2 days. It feels so privileged to be part of it. That's sick. That's really cool.
You've already
Introduce Jackie.
introduced Jackie. Jackie's on stage. You've had your chat.
All right, so we've just had the team briefing. We're now all going to go on stage and do a rehearsal together.
I want to thank everyone for coming tonight.
Pinching myself. Think about the names I'm working with right now. It's ridiculous. So also, I want to talk to Timo about his lap in the 919 Evo on the Nürburgring. He's the fastest man to ever drive the Nürburgring. So I want to speak to him. We're going to welcome the 911 Dakars, which actually aren't in there yet because they haven't arrived. So Mark and Timo are going to be driving up to 911's GTS and a Turbo S cab to simulate the Dakars, which are actually going to go slightly off-roading. This will be fun. Anyway, yeah, this is what rehearsals are all about. I'm blown away and honoured to welcome you, none other than Jackie Hicks, to share the story going back to the original days. Jackie, honestly, it's a real honor to share this stage with you. Now, you actually took part and raced in the 1980s Paris-Dakar. This is where the story began, with yourself. All right, we're just rolling the VT ahead of the cars driving out. These cars are actually not the 911 Dakars. These are fill-in cars. Mark Webber, Timo Bernhard are about to drive the cars on stage. We're waiting here with Jackie, and then we get up and have a loose chat about them. Real top line, just genuine petrol head chit chat with some genuine petrol head legends. What's going on? How did I get here? Alright, here they come. Now on the real day, these will be the 911 Dakars, with Mark's in a GTS, Timo's in a Turbo S cab. It is a pleasure chinwag about these awesome cars amongst some awesome people. Good to see you, man. How you doing? You good? Cool. Yeah, come on. We don't feel some energy from these guys. There's not much of a. I think. Come on, we're having a good time there. All right, here we go. Super cool. Well, it rains enough back home in the UK, so I reckon I can find an excuse for one as well. But
GT2 RS is really fast.
it's fine. Yeah, it doesn't hang around, right? So what that thing must be like, I don't know. So that was basically a car where they were like, if there was no rules, how fast can it go?
It was, yeah.
When you watch that hybrid pull, like the acceleration was like, dude, this is mind-blowing pace. Really, really nuts.
It was crazy.
Just nuts, mate. Honestly, I've never seen pace like that.
It was hard to not say not get behind it.
Yeah.
It was really fast. Maybe other drivers can go faster, but for me it was very fast.
So was that
very,
10 nothing in reserve? Where you had some in?
You know, I mean, if you do another 2 laps, you always find here and there. But
Right. But
let's put it that way, I'm pretty happy.
generally, yeah.
You don't find huge lap. I mean, I don't think it was.
Yeah.
From like the limiting factors on that lap, it's like you will never come.
No.
I mean, you need to have a plan because it's side skirts, you know, like they're grinding, so you hit the curb, then probably you knock them off, then the balance is gone. So all these things, like the tires, they were quite on the limit. So at one point, you know, you could feel like you were losing the grip and stuff. So it was challenging.
Yeah.
You need to have a plan once you go out there.
Sure. I bet. Yeah. Your lines were interesting because it was like barely any curb, carousel really wide, obviously. You know, it was like
Afraid to touch and look something.
sure. So when you know it's the lap and you like deep breath and this is it. Let's
You're
go.
so in the tunnel, it's like
So zoned. Yeah, zoned in. Like, honestly,
After you-
that was some serious pedaling, man. Serious pedaling. It was just to witness. Yeah, you must have had adrenaline
Yeah,
shakes. Yeah.
it's good fun.
I bet it was, yeah. It's a cool thing, right? It looks awesome. You really get a feel for the ride height now. I mean, that is no joke. What's its highest extension?
80 millimeters.
80 mil.
50 millimeters more than a normal Carrera with sports suspension, and then we have additional 30 millimeters by using the lift system.
Cooling and filtration and
We have different cooling because we have no middle cooler because of the slope angle, which is higher position is 60.1 degrees, so it's we have a better slope angle. We use 2 on the left and on the right side, and these are from the 911 Turbo, which have 650 watts, so they are the much more performant coolers.
it's almost the opposite of radiator placement on the new GT3. Because the GT3 is one in the middle,
One in the middle,
none on the
because
outside.
we need that space for the aerodynamics. Yeah.
Why is it that you took it from the GTS kind of platform? Is it?
Yeah, it's because of the engine. It's the 480 horsepower engine. It's
Right.
the perfect engine for the car,
Yeah.
for the conditions of the car. Okay, we have the front lip from the GT3,
Right.
carbon fiber.
Yeah. So under here is there like scuff guarding?
Oh yeah, look.
Look at it. Yeah, the under protection's amazing. So you still have trunk space. There's still space in the front.
Yeah.
Bags, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check this out. I love the small details on the drive select switch, rally mode and off-road mode. You know, it might not seem like a big deal, but the fact that they've programmed that in to be a sort of bespoke setting, super trick. So we've got all sorts of different settings here, different diff settings, ride height.
The springs are more softer than normal.
Right. So springs from GT3, steel brakes.
Steel brakes, yeah.
Do you do a ceramic option or do you not need it?
No,
you don't need it, right?
Yeah, because with stones you kill them.
Check this out. Look at the profile of the tires and the tread pattern. They just look awesome. What a great piece of kit. Seeing it in reality, it does make a lot more sense. But in terms of purposeful and practical, like I would also say, don't just think about this as being like this off-road thing. I mean, roads in LA, not great. Big curbs, big transitions into driveways and hotels, etc. UK, B roads aren't that great. It'd be fascinating to try this in a sort of normal road environment as well, before ultimately taking it into the desert or into snow. But yeah, that is basically the ultimate adventure vehicle right there with Porsche performance. What a machine! Okay, we've finished rehearsals. The reason we're here is turned up 2 911 Dakars. Just checked out the sort of standard package. This is one with some optional extras on. I mean, there's just something about a roof rack, isn't there? Why is that so cool? I love this. It makes me want to go on an adventure that I don't need. As a gumball car through the Omani desert last week, this literally would have been a game saver. We're just talking with the engineers. They put a massive amount of work into the air filtration because you could just drive off the main road into the desert now with this and it would just deal with it without sucking in a kilogram of sand. It's kind of like a jacked up GT3 inside and a GTS on steroids on the outside with a load of sort of armor plating on the underside. I just want to see what people do with these things. I mean, what's the demographic of ownership for something like this? That fascinates me. Because as much as our B-roads suck in the UK, I'm not sure you need something quite that extreme. But here, I've got friends who'll be driving along the road and then just go, desert, just sort of just jump off the main road. So I can totally see why this is good here, like in Utah or Arizona, places like where it's accessible to go on sort of dirt and gravel tracks.
So you have driven the car?
I wish I'd driven the car.
Come on.
You're responsible for this.
Yes, I drove.
You're responsible.
It's fantastic, but we are equal on that aspect.
On this point that we both haven't driven it.
Exactly. I think we have a chance, but it's a beautiful
It's
car.
amazing, right? Did you ever think back in the day that they were going to make a car effectively after your car that people can buy?
That's definitely not.
Right? Crazy.
But imagine that when I came with the idea of entering a car like that in the Paris-Dakar, against traditional 4x4 vehicles.
Yes, people thought you were crazy.
That's it.
That's why he's the guy.
But the people made the appropriate car and they won it 2 times.
That's very cool, isn't it? I can't believe I'm standing there with this man.
We are friends, we are together, we have the same passion, and now
we're going to introduce a new car.
I think so. What do you think?
New car? New car. Ladies and gentlemen, the new 911 Dakar with none other than Mark Webber and Timo Bernhard at the wheel.
Good to see you, James. Yeah, Jackie. Good evening.
Timo,
hey,
good to see you, buddy.
The great champion, Timo, the record holder at the Nürburgring.
I mean, we've seen the history, we've spoken to Jackie, but to have the real thing in front of us, the team's done a great job, huh?
Yeah, the team have done an extraordinary job. It's really an extension of, I think, all of the trust that we have in our engineers at Porsche to continue to push the boundaries, take the risks of the tremendous success that Jackie had.
But only Porsche can build a car like that, which is versatile like that. You can go to the desert, off-road, gravel. You can still go onto the racetrack and still enjoy it. And yeah, that's just a 911.
You have done tonight by coming to watch us, it's just unique. Thank you very much from all of us.
So much for your time. It's awesome to have you up on here. I feel truly honored to be holding stage with these guys. If you want a photo, now's the time. Yeah. All right, that was pretty awesome. I've got the honor of hosting some launches, but we've never quite had a...
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Porsche fans. A big round of applause to our chairman of the supervisory board of Porsche AG, Dr. Wolfgang Porsche.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
Have a great festival, Porsche of Icons. Enjoy. Thank you.
the trick to getting the balance between the old and new cars? I mean, you look at this and you immediately identify with the original aesthetic, the original livery on that car.